Great to see everyone here. Another Sunday night, red candles or green candles, doesn't matter. We're here.
Absolutely. It's great. So how's your week been? Or how's the weekend been? And how's your week?
Oh my goodness. And I felt like it was I felt like it was a blur. So I've been traveling. I've been traveling this week throughout Southeast Asia. I got to see some good friends that have just come over for an AI event over in Singapore here. Haven't seen this good friend for about 6 or 7 years, and he's world renowned in the AI space. He's actually pretty early to it. 2017, he started a company,
Wow.
and it was all about AI. And I'm like, oh my goodness, finally we get to sit across the table from each other. Haven't shaken your hand in 5 years, so great to see you. So, but it was a blast. How about yours?
Oh, great. Well, mine. Yes, it was. Well, yeah, last week was good. Quite busy, I must say. And this weekend has been restful. Housekeeping stuff and yeah, and some rest. But all is well. Definitely. I see Utah crypto. So James, are we gonna have you all for the entire
Yeah.
second?
My other space actually got moved ahead.
Okay.
It wasn't a space, it was a stream. So yeah, my other one got moved ahead. So I'll be here for the duration, but let's not make it a marathon. All right, let's
To remain in the mix when our price performance returns. I think when you look at that, then I think you really have to give yourself the best chance at winning here. So I think it just goes. I think the in a nutshell, this is a great community. In a nutshell, we meet here because we believe in something. We believe in the fundamentals of the TitanX ecosystem, and we'll keep these spaces going until green candles return, and even beyond. But yeah, that's I think that's my take on it. So thanks everyone for joining. Nice and early. I think we will now kick off formally. I'm not going to propose to go through the TitanX stats as we normally do, and it's just because I mean it's boring in the entire crypto space currently. Not much is happening, and of course, when you look at the TitanX stats, there isn't much difference from 2-3 weeks ago. So we still have just a little over 65 trillion in liquid supply, and total circulating again a little over 98.3 trillion. So I would rather not spend a lot of time going over stuff that we are all familiar with. When things start moving again, I think we're well positioned to perform well. Not to overflog this, but we have a decent buy and burn pool that is back in this ecosystem, and when things pick up in the general crypto space, I think we're well positioned to take advantage of it. So on that note, I'll just say I would suggest we just have a discussion. If you have any concerns, any observations that you would like to raise, please do feel free. And we really do want to hear what you have to say. After that, we will have we'll move on to the segment where we ask our builders for updates and anything that they may wish to share with us. So the floor is open, and yes, we're looking forward to your input. Utah, do you have anything for us?
Hey, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, sorry about that delay. I was out here sharing the space.
Not a problem.
Yeah, just that we're still moving along on Inferno X, which will be Omni-Chain Inferno. Dude and James are over there on base. They need some tokens. They need some native TitanX tokens to go over there and start pairing with. So we'll be transforming Inferno to Inferno X with a very large burn similar to X28. Matter of fact, we're forking the X28 code, so it's basically the same recipe. So we're going to do that, and then that way we'll be able to form liquidity with their tokens over there. And I'm getting excited about it. Should be massive burns plus update with the UI, and it's looking absolutely beautiful. And it has every protocol built on Inferno. So the whole Inferno kingdom will be on there with a leaderboard for the biggest burners of Inferno, who locks up Inferno in their liquidity pools, things of that nature. So, yeah, Inferno's getting a facelift, and I'm actually really excited about it. To everybody that jumped, so Warrior Sal Vega hosts an X Space on Saturdays. So he hosted one yesterday, and it was good, man. It felt good to get out of the Telegram and get into the X Spaces and just hear people's voices and start talking. And matter of fact, it felt so good that I started another one to continue after that. And so we had some good conversations, and it was actually really enjoyable. It's tough. It's tough sledding when everything's down, and it's not just TitanX. The entire markets right now, especially altcoins, are getting absolutely obliterated. But welcome to crypto, right? The most volatile asset class known to man. I mean, we're the volatility to the downside and the volatility to the upside, and that's why we're here. But hold the line, stay strong, don't fumble your bags. I know it's tough, but if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. So, thank you for hosting the spaces, and let's go.
Thanks, Utah Crypto. Definitely, it's got to be acknowledged that things look rough on the price front again, and as mentioned earlier, I think we should remind ourselves of the fundamentals here. There would always be um, there will always be naysayers and negativity. Sometimes I think sometimes you can't get away from it. But if we're fully aware why we're here and what's being built, I think that will go a long way. So absolutely, I think if we can ride through this period, this very challenging period, and we can't kind of pretend at all that it isn't challenging. If we can ride through this, I think we definitely do have some good times ahead. And I say that with just looking at, and I'm talking about TitanX definitely. If you look at the again, and I was reading this on X from someone who pointed this out, that if you look at the liquid supply of TitanX, it's 65 trillion, as we mentioned earlier. If you were to apply the entire, and this is the buy and burn within the TitanX protocol itself, if you were to burn or apply the entire the entire buy and burn amount, you would only have about 8 trillion TitanX liquid outstanding. Now, staked, we've got people staked out even 10 years, 10 years. So, and the rest pretty much locked up within the BOT protocol. So, if you look at it that way and say, okay, yes, things look rough, but when things pick up, the fundamentals within the TitanX ecosystem is such that potentially it can outperform most of what we have out there. And then, it's just a game of patience. You just know it's one where, being patient, keeping an eye on the fundamentals, and knowing that you have as good a chance as any of the major and solid projects within the space. I think that's what we need to keep reminding ourselves of. I think, yeah, P. Over to you. After you, then cheers.
Hey guys, I appreciate the space. Obviously the price is down all across the board right now. I'm just wondering, like, what do you guys think is the next catalyst for TitanX to kind of uplift from where we are right now?
Great. Does anybody out here want to take that question?
I'll tell you, I'd like to add some opinion. So over on base, there is an immense community. They know nothing about, a lot of them have not been familiar with fair crypto. We have an opportunity over there, not only with the low gas prices, but a very, very large community that is interested in new ideas. So I was just recently on a space for Uranus. So obviously the first meme coin over there. Uranus is we're having a blast over there. There were about 12 or 13 founders of various protocols on that. It was a base ecosystem type call. And so out of all those founders, everybody's talking about their DeFi project, and 9MM was on there. Everyone kept making jokes about Uranus. Even 9MM said, we want Uranus to come on in the DM, to 9mm. It was just like they were so funny about it, and it's just an overall collaborative spirit. If we do things right over on base, that is going to be an incredible catalyst. So more people will take their TitanX and they will transform it over on Ethereum, and they'll still continue to participate on the Ethereum projects. We're not walking away from Ethereum by any means, but base is the new frontier. It's a new frontier for us. And even though we're not to the founder talking part yet, I believe Utah just said something about facelift. I love this word facelift. And I'm in my 50s, and I probably need a facelift myself. But the taking these Helios and these Baby Dragon X tokens omni-chain is also a facelift. Yep, they are going to be much more powerful now and open to a much larger audience. And now, new types of innovative DeFi can be created over on Base, because now we're talking a penny a transaction, a half a penny a transaction. We're not talking $1, $2, $5, $10. So I think the catalyst is Base. I think it's taken us a little while to get here. I think it's going to take a bit of time. I can't predict price. No one can predict price, but I think it's going to take a little time for us to really get some more adoption over there. And I think that omni-chain is our catalyst. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Thanks, James. Cheers. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I don't know what the catalyst is. I think just around TitanX first, it's a bottom, and I guess I'm immune to the volatility, really. Personally, I sort of see this as a natural thing in the evolution of a very young like DeFi primitive, something foundational to the ecosystem. So TitanX, the price, I don't pay a lot of attention to personally, unless like I'm using it as collateral in Ouroboros, right? And I think that so the really volatile price and the lows right now are just a symptom of the evolution of an asset. So I don't know what price wise it'll follow capital that comes into Ethereum, right? And then like what James and Dude are doing on Base, and then what Utah and Ali and others are doing with Inferno on Base, what I'm sure others will start doing on Base, I definitely see as I've been out exploring like the DeFi jungle and seeing where it is, and I see where TitanX has a niche on Base for sure. Nobody is doing what Dude and James are doing in terms of and others in terms of a liquidity web, and I think that's an innovation that I don't see anywhere else. And so I think that the LP webs and what they represent, I think, are a real value from this community to a place like Base. And then I would also say a place like Sonic. And Sonic is, I've been studying it over there, and I see what's going on. And it's hot right now, and there's a reason why it's hot. And it doesn't mean that it's going to sustain being hot, but it's a true DeFi destination. It's I mean, with high volume, right? And they've been in the trenches for a long time. And so, and I see, and that's why I've just been, putting it out there. I'd like, the founders, to start talking about TitanX and X28 on Base and on a place like Sonic, because that's where TitanX price will explode when X28 gets adoption, right? And so I think for me, when I'm thinking about how do we attract, the next 20,000 and the next 100,000, that's sort of where my brain is. And so I think James is right that it's like we really should be able to attract new users on base if we're decent, and if we don't try to take over in a nasty way, but we learn that community and learn that DeFi, and so that's what I've been doing. I've just been out there listening and talking and building even potential partnerships, right? And I'm talking to people out there. And I think that's what we all need to start doing quietly, and it's so anyway, that's all I have to say. I just want to give a few shout outs though, because um, even though it's a tough time, and I think that builders take a lot of crap in general. And when I hear that Utah, for someone like Utah, is getting attacked in Telegram, I'm like, that's not cool, right? And so all of us need to sort of step up and say, you know what, this we're gonna be positive here, and we're just gonna like support each other, right, in doing the best that we can. There's no room for attacking anybody. And so like if we can bring that culture of collaborative intent and builders collaborating and users collaborating and people really treating each other with respect to every chain that we go, then I think that we're going to kill it together. If we don't, if we spread all this negativity and all these targeting and all this denigration of people, and I'm like, if that's what we're going to spread, then honestly, it's not worth it. Like, keep it in the Telegram group, keep it to yourself. But spreading negativity is like, that doesn't mean that I can't challenge authority, or that I can't speak truth to power, or that I can't tell someone to back the fuck up. I can. I'm free, until I'm not. But so anyway, so for me, I'm like hugely bullish on the asset. I think the challenge is how do we actually grow and open ourselves up, in base, and then I would like it to be Sonic, because I see a huge potential there, and nobody does what our deflationary asset class does. Nobody. And that's what's distinguishing. And then when you add that to a liquidity web and oh, by the way, dragon fart dust, man. I mean, there's a fucking reason, pardon the language, why that's blowing up, right? It's blowing up because like these builders, they props to you guys. Seriously. I think what you guys did is really cool. And I think that what I like about it is that this is a learning community. At our best, I'm learning a lot about LP webs and LP and blah, blah, and so that's why Dragon Fart Dust is killing it, is because the founders are high integrity and they have, a protocol now that's silly and is fun and is really smart around liquidity and around protecting the little guy. Anyway, enough said. Peace out, y'all.
Thanks a lot, Chiz. I think you definitely hit some really good notes there, and I think from the reaction of the community, there's really nothing to add. I think, yeah, it went down really well, and I do hope that any negativity that we do witness in our various Telegram groups, that that there's a change in behavior. And again, I think to reiterate this, it doesn't mean that you don't speak up if something is wrong. Absolutely not. But there are instances where, and maybe a bit more than we are used to, where people are just simply just being very negative and attacking individuals personally. This space is a roller coaster ride, and if you're not able to stomach the volatility, then it may not be a place that you really want to be. But the personal attacks should really stop. We have something great here. There is a reason why we have not had one rug pull. You go to TitanX Hub and you look at the protocols, you realize any TitanX protocol that you have listed there, we simply have not had a rug pull, because this is a very high trust environment. Our builders, as I believe most of us know here, unless we're new, actually build out of pocket, meaning we don't have any ICOs, any pre-allocation of tokens, all that kind of behavior that we have all become very used to within the broader crypto ecosystem that really harms the users of crypto, is something that the TitanX ecosystem has departed from. Actually, yes, I mean, if you've been here from the start, it is actually the ethos of TitanX ecosystem to do things differently. And so when you take that background into account, I think we should encourage our builders. We know this is a phase. Again, the fundamentals are there. I think, you know what? Any good ideas? Definitely. But attacks and personal attacks? No. Okay, Revo, after you. Oh, over to you, rather. And then Mo. Good. Then Mo, over to you. And maybe Revo would be able to hop in after you.
Appreciate you, Plan A. Appreciate you, Mike Dean. Always, you guys, for hosting this. It's
Thank
a
you.
glorious time for me. Daylight savings has moved me into a later hour into these spaces. So now I can take part in most of these. I'm very, very happy, at least until my president kills this and then it's all over. But that's here nor there. Shout out to Chiz. You have, sir, been one of the stalwarts in this ecosystem. You have been very consistent on your messaging of energy. And I just want to say I agree with everything you said. And I apologize if I do not carry that energy like you want sometimes. I know sometimes I'm a little bit in your face and that rubs people the wrong way. So I do apologize about that. But I do love the energy that you're always giving and the message that you're always preaching. 100% believe in it. I want to give a shout out also to the Dragon Fart Dust team. They have the #1 meme coin protocol, whatever you want to call it, the #1 thing on Ethereum right now. It's #2 in volume in TitanX, and it's #3 in market cap on TitanX. I don't know how these fucking guys did it, but they did it, and these guys are LP geniuses, and this is a fun fucking ride. So right now, I'm super excited about seeing what this is going to do, because I'll tell you what, they're bringing in a lot of people from Ethereum and a lot of non-green circles. So that's going to be an opportunity for us to educate people, and I can't wait to see where that's going to go. But more than that, base, and like what Chiz said, other chains with X28, that's going to be the fucking key. One thing pops off, just one thing pops off on any other chain with X28, and we're golden. It starts the whole flywheel, and it's going to get nuts in here. So support the builders, support everything they're doing. You know, if they're launching something on another chain and you don't want to get into it, that's totally fine. But do us a favor, give a little support. Do some reposts, do some quoting, do some liking, do all that wonderful stuff to help out the algo and help out the community. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'm doing a stream with Taurus after this, but have a great day. I appreciate you guys, and hang on in there, because this is a cycle, and we're gonna get there. Let's fucking go, boys.
Great, thanks, Demo. Nobody says it better than you. Absolutely. And please, I think everyone is encouraged to join Mo's stream after this. Revo, can you hear me? Okay. We'll move on. Pete, I actually meant to come back to you and ask. Are you happy with the response you received to your question?
Yeah, I appreciate the response to my question.
My thought process around TitanX at the moment is I feel like we are going away from D5 3.0, as Jake would call it, and just what TitanX kind of represents. And I feel like the emphasis right now is more on meme coins. I completely agree that it could potentially generate more new user base, and I'm all for it. But what about the existing projects within the TitanX ecosystem, such as Vault, which is now almost like 50% deflationary? I feel like Tink, the farming token, is probably the one token that will bring in masses if you were to kind of see the yield APR percentage go up to the point that it's very lucrative for anyone to kind of come in and actually look into the ecosystem. Um, Higher APR, that's something that a lot of retailers kind of look into. How come there hasn't been more emphasis on these like core projects versus just creating a bunch of new ones? And now we're moving to basically, the meme coin portion of, I guess, the marketing and such. Any thoughts around this?
Anyone? Anyone wants
Can
to
I
take that?
just say, yeah, can
Okay.
I just say, I think, P, that's a really good observation. I think that it's sort of like, I don't think it's one or the other, really. I think that this is like, I didn't realize the power of memes really until you sort of start to get in one, right? And so I just think there's a power to the meme culture that you just have to accept. And I do, but at the same time, I think you're right that what distinguishes both TitanX and everything is the decentralized finance functionality of a deflationary asset that actually then can be utilized to generate yield. And I think the question is, how do you generate real yield? Like Tink, like there are some real Tink heads here. It's probably good for Tink heads to start stepping up and talking maybe, if you agree that Tink has potential. The challenge that I have with Tink is not like is what it's like this inflationary phenomena that philosophically has a deflationary piece to it, but it's really hard. And so, like, I think the real yield questions come from real yield. And so I think that the work that like James and Dude and Jake and others are doing with liquidity webs and and yield from bots, I think it has a lot of potential. And so I agree with you, though, we really should be focused on DeFi fundamentals as we have fun with memes. And I think that's the idea of MemeFi, is that it's this integration of meme culture and decentralized finance. And that's why, for example, Inferno, like you think, well, why Inferno? Why might Inferno be hot on base? Well, it's because fundamentally it's a deflationary asset. It's potentially scarce if it catches on in a place like base. And so I think that these are deflationary assets that can fly. I mean, thanks to Jake's bridge. Also, Jake, built a bridge for us, right? I don't know if I ever said thank you, but thank you, Jake, because that bridge, which gives us the ability to transform TitanX into X28 and then bridge it to base, is killer, right? And James and then Dude took advantage of the bridge, and then now Utah and others are following. And so I think P, you're right, but we also have to follow capital and capital flow and where our users are. I think our users right now are on Ethereum, Base, and Sonic. So, peace.
Thanks, Jez. Utah. And after you, Musk.
Yeah, so just speaking, from our point of view, memes bring the masses, right? So when we're bridging Inferno over there, I mean, we've seen what Inferno can do, right? And it is deflationary. But when we bring Inferno to another chain, and if we can get some hype going around it, they come for the memes, but then they end up finding out about other things, and that's kind of the approach there. I mean, they start saying, well, what is this Inferno thing? And then they go to the UI and we have all the build on Inferno protocols on there. And they find out that you can go into Godex, you can go into Phoenix, you can do these auctions, and you can do all these other things. And it's like, wow, what's this? So the thought process, for us is we bring them with the memes, but then we try to get them to stay for the DeFi and introduce them to everything else. So that's kind of my thought process anyway. And I think James and Dude have kind of done the same thing with Uranus. What's the first thing they took over there, right? It was a funny meme. Now, this funny meme has some awesome tokenomics, but they started with a funny meme. And so the thought process is people like memes, and not to mention TitanX is a buffet. I mean, what do you like? We have everything here. So once they start seeing X28 and they see these tokens paired with it and things of this nature, hopefully they'll start digging a little bit deeper and come in the telegrams, and we can start talking, and they can have a door to get into the TitanX ecosystem. That's my thought process. And on a side note, I'm sorry, I totally forgot to mention this. Stacks second audit should be complete this week for staking, so that we can start purchasing and staking ORX. I just wanted to slide that in there. And yeah, I mean, there is yield generating, protocols, and I mean, I haven't forgotten about them, but we're just trying to appeal to what might get them in the door.
Great. Mask, and after you, I think P had his hand up. Yeah, Mask, you have something to add to that? Go ahead.
Yeah, just give me a second. Yeah. What's up, everybody? How are you all? To answer, like, piggyback on what everybody else was saying, 90%, 80, like 85, 90% of the crypto are here for quick gains. Pump. Hey, let me get this quick gain. That's just the reality of it. Like, quick gain, quick gain, quick gain. How can I get this quick gain? How can I make this quick money? And DeFi is like value, you know what I mean? And you have to see the value in order to, like, you know what I'm saying, understand the value and see the value in order to know what DeFi is on a level beyond it's just a token. And so just piggyback on what these gentlemen saying, that's why everything is moving towards, like, oh, how do we get these people in? Like you said, Utah was saying, oh, a meme token? Oh, wow, this is a different type of meme token. Why does it have, like, utility? Do all meme tokens have this? And people start asking these types of questions. And then, like, how can I get into another token like this? And so, like I said, we're just opening up the door, because you have to understand the average user that's coming in, they've been hurt. They've got PTSD when it comes to this. Oh, I'm on, like, if they are into memes, they're choosing their memes, and they're like, oh, I got to be careful. And then the way Solana's throwing stuff out there where people are rug pulling, but people are still getting into it. I think that's a balance for both of us, because it's like, okay, I'm tired of these memes. How can I find something with value that's not gonna rug pull me, or just something that's not gonna rug pull me? And then they find that with that intention. And of course, the other ones, oh, I love this meme stuff. We're also catering to them. But yeah, DeFi is definitely some, like, value, and people have to understand that TitanX is a value play. Like it's long term. It's not a pump and dump. It's not going to be some things that like a meme coin we could just shoot up. You know what I mean? And like it has value to it. When you have value to something, sometimes it takes individuals a while to understand what that value is. That value is. And hopefully, when the bull run comes, people will understand that and have a good understanding when they see us at, like when they see all our ecosystems at the top of E. They'll be like, oh, all these green circles. Like this has a green circle, this has a green circle. Like, what is this? Like, are they all connected to like one thing? And then that's when people will figure out our ecosystem. And because people are smart, but you definitely have to make them aware of what they're looking at. And I think an ecosystem does that. You know what I'm saying? You just like, if you have a park, something in your town, and people keep on adding to the park, sooner or later, it's going to be like, oh wow, like yeah, did you hear about this park that's going on? They have a marketplace going on, a food venue going on, and on Sundays they do ice cream. And on what you call it, this church comes out here and they serve food. It's going to be the place to be, and that's what we're doing right now. We're just adding on to our park, and when people start talking, because people know about TitanX, they might have their ifs and ands about it, but in the end, when it starts moving and people really start seeing it moving, then people are gonna jump in, and yeah, and whatever worries or thoughts they had about it before, it's not gonna even matter. Thank you.
Thanks, Masked. I think, yeah, you really said it all there, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here. We truly believe that this is special, as has been mentioned previously, and yeah, we'll keep we'll keep building and keep participating, and the next leg up with respect to the market, we will be we'll be here, we'll be well positioned, and that's what we expect. And I must say thanks to everyone who comes in week in, week out, because without you, of course, we wouldn't have a community, we wouldn't have what we have here. And I do truly hope that that everyone here is in a good position to win. So good. This is our information sharing, gathering exercise, and I must say nobody does it better than you guys. Thank you. I think we're coming up to the hour mark here, and unless there's anything else that anybody wants to share here, I will suggest we move on to our builders segment.
I got one quickie, which is it's on this theme of DeFi built into the meme, and I was thinking about the Dragon Fart Dust team, right? And it is one of the unique characteristics of this TitanX ecosystem is that it's birthed a lot of indigenous builder teams from the community, right? And I think so what's happening is like there's a DNA being built into the protocols that grow up in this ecosystem. I think Jake set the DNA at its core, which is basically gave us a hyper inflationary and then a deflationary asset, right? And then like all these other, like someone mentioned Vault. Like Vault is this like unique character out there in on the blockchain. It's totally autonomous. It's crazy deflationary. It's automating on its own. Eventually, that DeFi, protocol, will explode eventually with the rest of the market because of the bonded liquidity, which is the other innovation that I see really being innovated on by Dragon Fart Dust team, right? And so that's why memes are important, because if you go into their Telegram, it's, as people have said, there's people without green circles, which is what we want. So it's yes, green candles attract people, but so do like builders who are smart and accessible, and like bringing something special in this space where people are accustomed to getting rugged and to getting screwed and to getting fucked and to getting like, and so I just think that Dragon Fart Dust is a really good community takeover project to demonstrate that, as absurd as a meme might be, like it's got a DeFi foundation to it that's really smart, and that actually, you know, it could be $100 million meme coin for sure if that team keeps on grinding and we keep on growing as a community. So yeah, peace.
Thanks, Chiz. I think, yes, you're absolutely right. And I think we've been around for, I think, well over a year. Yeah, a year and 6 months or so, about 18 months or so. But still, I think sometimes I feel that we are probably the best kept secret in the entire crypto ecosystem. You look at what's happened on Solana and with respect to meme coins and how people just got hurt in a big way repeatedly. And yet there is a proven model that allows people to participate within this DeFi space safely. And yet I don't think people are that aware of, you know, of this. And of course, it's on us to make sure that this message is pushed out, that you can do DeFi and do it safely, meaning things could be set up in a way where you do get as trustless as can be, and then let the market take over from there. If a project fails, let it fail because, you know, it's gone out there, competed, and failed. Let it not be because you've got these builders who, so-called builders, who are simply out there designing schemes to just steal your funds and hiding behind handles and, you know, just pretty much what we witness here, just theft on a grand scale. Now, I think if the option to participate in a safe environment was made available to a lot of people who participate in this space, they would, we know, of course, they will choose the safer environment. And I think Solana is suffering at the moment because, you know, you know, by its own omission, it is now being seriously associated with enabling this unfortunate and very damaging behavior. In that sense, we are ahead of the market, and whether it be on Base or any other chain, we'll take this ethos with us, and hopefully the word will get out to as many people as we can, as you know, as possible, and that can only be a good thing for this ecosystem. So yes, just thanks again for that. It really is on us to promote what we are about and what we've managed to do over the last 18 months. So great. Okay, if there's nothing else, then I'll suggest we move on to our builders segment. Okay, good. Let's see. We've got quite a few of our builders here. Please note you're invited to come up and give us an update as to where things are, what you're planning, updates that you think the community should be aware of. The floor is open. Let's see who wants to start. James, I know you've covered a bit already on your side, but if there's nothing else, it's perfectly okay.
There is always something else, my
something.
friend. There's
Great.
always something else.
That's what I like to hear.
The first thing I like to say is that I feel like Mask Gaming gave the best messaging I've ever heard him say. And I follow Mask quite closely, and I listen very carefully to what he says. You have come across with an unbelievably powerful message. So literally, I'm over here. I had to clap. I had to put myself on mute so the clapping didn't come through. But impressive, Masked. Impressive. That was very impressive. All right, off to the dude is here, and I'm not going to steal all the dude's thunder, but as you know, the dude and I have been working together for months and months and months, and our omni-chain tokens are 4 omni-chain tokens of Helios HLX, which will turn into H420, and Element, which will transform into E280 if you wanted to, BDX into B88, and Scale into S88. So these are 4 omni-chain tokens, and these are very complex things. So the first audit, they found a lot of very interesting things that we had to fix and go through. So we are well into the second audit, and we're going to launch in March. What is this? Is this March 9th, March 10th, depending on what part of the world you're in? We will launch in March. Can't tell you which day though, but I think that's going to be exciting. I can't wait. So I've heard Inferno. So Inferno is going to come on over. We have 124 billion Uranus ready to do bonded liquidity with the next builders that come over. That's not all for the omni-chain tokens. We're not going to do that. We are going to be bonding, increasing this liquidity web. So come on over to Base and join Uranus. Not by buying Uranus. Of course you can, but by participating in the liquidity web. Because of these reflections, these 10% reflections, the passive income on there is incredible. We are at a 2x on X. We're paired with X28, obviously. So at one point we were at a 2.x or 2.6. Someone dumped, I don't know, 8 billion, 10 billion, and we moved down to a 2.0. And you know what the Telegram said? The Telegram said, we love the reflections. No one complained about the dump. Or when somebody, sells $500 or $1,000, or it doesn't matter. People are happy because they're holding, and people are happy to get these reflections. And I am personally super excited about the next protocols over and above the omni-chain tokens that are coming over. I cannot wait to participate and support everything that comes over on Base. So thanks for the time.
Thanks, James. Thank you. I think we've said this in the past, but I got to struggle to find any ecosystem where you can find a level of innovation, experimentation, of tokenomics designs. And so I think we've had over the last 18 months, with the several projects that have been launched, the opportunity to experiment with tokenomics and the design that really is most effective. And I think we're onto something as an ecosystem here. So when you say, of course, the liquidity web and what you're definitely kind of moving towards, I think we're definitely, we're watching this space. We'll see how it evolves. So thanks again. Thanks, James. Yuta, do you have, you've given us an update, definitely. But if you have anything else, please feel free.
Yeah, I apologize for doing the builder updates when it wasn't the builder time. Sorry about that. I just wanted to reach out to Chiz and say, hey man, let's I'm interested in this Sonic push that you're doing, and I know nothing about that chain, but I'm willing to collaborate with you and see, see what your thoughts are and what we can do. And I went on X28, and that is one of the bridges that Jake has listed. So maybe
Yeah.
we can make a bit of a push to have that one be next. So I mean,
Well,
yeah, I'm here to
yeah,
help.
yeah. I mean, I'm sort of like just in research mode. I mean, I don't want to distract from base because I sort of feel like, that's where builders need to, I think we all need to assemble, um, following James and do actually following the X28 bridge and that like James and do like if we focus there for now. And I suspect Jake is thinking about Sonic only because I don't know. I part of what put me onto it was him mentions like someone asking him which Omni chain, destinations are next, and someone asked about Sonic, and he responded in one of his cryptic ways, which I've learned to read as, yeah, that's on my mind too. Let's think about it. And so I just see it as a real opportunity, but I don't want to distract from base right now because I think that's a huge, as James was saying, it's like it's a huge market, and I think that it's actually ready for DeFi, and they don't really have any DeFi primitives there. There's no like chain token, which is probably good. There's just nothing that's like really DeFi primitive at all, and I think it's for the taking basically, and I think there's a really cool culture that if we understood it would really adopt 28 ecosystem. That's just my sense about it. And actually, but in Sonic it's a whole different environment in that like Aave, shows up, and it becomes a liquidity sink, right? Because it's Aave. And what that says to me is, oh, some big DeFi players are starting to succeed. And what's happening in Sonic is that um, there's an incentives program, like right there's a builder incentive program that's not typical grant, and there's a user incentive program that's based on engagement. And so I think they've really worked out a lot of the kinks that they had from their previous chain, and now they're killing it. But so I think it's just huge opportunity for TitanX to think about what's the future. And so when people ask, well, what's the value proposition of TitanX? I'm like, dude, it's X28 Omni chain, and they're like, what? And I'm like, I know, but you just have to study. And if we can understand where this is going, and Mask, by the way, dude, I mean, James, you say he's right, man. I don't know if he's here, but what you said, which is right, and it should remind us that like this is a value, this is a value token and a value ecosystem. It's built on values, and it's built on a DeFi primitive. And I think that takes time. It takes time. Like there's no question that Titan X and X28 will be here in the next bull cycle beyond this one. Who can say that, right? Nobody can, not even Sonic, right? Sonic is a way more risky value proposition than X28 in my opinion, because chains can fail, but TitanX, if we keep a network and a community together, can't fail. It really can't. So anyway, shut up.
Thanks again, Chiz. Definitely well said. Good. Morpheus, over to you.
What up? Sorry I'm late. I had to look at a new home. So I'm happy finally found a new home that I can reside in. It was a bit scary, not gonna lie. But dang, yeah, we're doing amazing. I'm loving this dragon fog dust thing. It's freaking epic. So keep on going. Did I miss anything? Can I get a TLDR?
I don't think you did. I don't think you missed. I think we're listening to you.
Let's freaking go. Yeah, now just keep on doing what we're doing. I mean, it's eyes on the whole freaking ecosystem. So don't get butthurt about it. Support it.
It's great.
M-
Did you have any
Morpheus,
updates?
Morpheus, I
Sorry.
think you built some magic over there, in your protocol. Come on over to base. Double the magic. Come on
Right?
over. The weather's great.
There's such a big world out there,
It sure is.
and it's there for the grabbing. So let's do this.
Great. Okay, so I'm just going to call out some of our builders to come up. I see Rod, Dude, James may have covered your ground, but still, if you want to come up and share anything, please feel free. Raymond, Ali, please do come up and share anything that you wish to. Great. Rod, over to you. Rod, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's everyone
Great.
doing?
Doing great.
Great, great. Another
Thanks.
Sunday, another TitanX week.
Absolutely.
Just some quick updates from my side. So everything is going well with TitanX 2. I have one request for content creators. So when you're creating videos, can you, if only possible, can you not put special characters and emojis in your video names? Because what happens is when I pull those videos, I have to do some special stuff to handle all those different characters. And now I have share buttons on each video on the website. So when someone shares it, and if there's emojis or pound signs or exclamation points in the titles, then it doesn't, it interferes with the sharing mechanism. So like I said, only if you can, it's great. I'm not sure if, by putting those special characters, if that helps you on YouTube. I'm not sure, but yeah, like I said, if you can, please help me. Otherwise, it's going great. I started, different campaigns, and I'm trying to promote every video that shows on the site, just to get a bit more reach, as I try to grow the TitanX Tube channels. I'm thinking about a Telegram for TitanX Tube. However, I don't have the bandwidth to manage it myself. That's why it's delayed, but it's coming. I think the last thing is that I finally have some advertising spots on the site. So right now you'll see advertising for Uranus X28 and Dragon Fart Dust. And if you're interested in running an ad, let me know. It's based on your budget. So there's no minimums or maximums. So it's CPC or cost per click. So let me know. Otherwise, like I said, everything is going great, and I wish everybody a happy Sunday.
Thanks, Rod. Thanks for the update and the great work you do. I think it definitely plugs a massive gap within the ecosystem. And I think when things take off, that would be a resource that the entire ecosystem will have to depend on. So thanks again. And Mike, over to you. That's of course if you are.
Hey.
Okay, good.
Hi, Padney. How's it going? Can you hear me?
Not bad. Yes, loud and clear.
All right, yeah, no worries. Yes, I mean, I don't have much updates today. I was out last night and my head is still hurting quite a bit, so a bit hangover. I had some food, which was nice now, but yeah, I mean, all in all, I've made some few changes on. I am making some few changes on TitanX Hub. There was like some future request for like, you know, you can click essentially for the market cap, volume, liquidity. People want to sort that essentially like that. So that's something which I've been working on this week, and hopefully next week or so I'm gonna deploy that. And then the other thing, I guess, is also that the hyper payout is coming out very soon. I think it should be in few days. I think I tweeted out yesterday, something like that. So I'm just checking here again. So today is day 367 on hyper, and yeah, so 2 more days to day 369 payout. So all in all, looking good. Matrix, I think, just checking the numbers here as well. Yeah, the matrix ownership for the hyper pool is around 36.2%. It did went down. It did go down a little bit, but yeah, I mean, obviously other people also staking. So I think that's what happened. But yeah, all in all, things are looking pretty good so far on that front. And yeah, lastly, I guess yeah, some few things I was working on as well is I was making like a Dune dashboard for USDX as well. I started it, and I think I'm gonna send out a tweet next week as well, and so that people can see it, like with liquidations and some other metrics for the USDX. So I think that's gonna be, yeah, some people are pretty interested about that. So I was also interested, so I was like, yeah, I need to have a look at that. So yeah, that's pretty much it from my side today.
Thanks, Mike. Let's see, Ali, over to you. And it's
How's it
good to
going,
have you
Planet?
back.
Yeah, it's yeah, been a little bit absent lately, but it's more personal reasons than anything else. My little baby son has been very sick. He was in hospital all last week, so life's been pretty hectic for the last few weeks. Hence my lack of participation on the weekly Blaze and on these spaces. I have been listening in the last few weeks, and it's been nice to actually take a little bit of a back seat and listen, to a lot more views from the community members. These spaces were always, there's always obviously the builders started off, and that was the most of the conversation would have been the builders giving their perspective on what's happening. So, like, I've heard a lot of good stuff talked about there today. I know for a, not just for a builder update, but from a personal standpoint in TitanX, I just agree with a lot of things that have been said today. That the fundamentals have never changed. All the builders are still here. They're all. You can't fight the market. These projects cost builders a hell of a lot of money to invest in and build. And when they launch into a market that's like at the minute, they don't get a return on their investment. We've seen this happen quite a few times since December, and it's hard to take for builders. They put a lot of money, a lot of effort, and to get knocked back with not saying they're unsuccessful protocols. They just need time. But that sort of leads into the fact that we have 4 or 5 protocols that are built, ready to go, audited or in audits, in testing, and the likes of Flare, Draco, Inferno, and going over to X28. All this stuff, X-Wars, all this stuff has been built. It's just not the right time to launch this. The meme coins are doing fantastically well. Brilliant to see Uranus and Dragonfart just doing what they're doing. But look, we are still here. Accelerate. I've got projects coming up. The Blaze team have Blaze and Inferno team have projects coming up. It's difficult to launch things into this market. One thing I learned, first of all, launching Pulse Wars over on Pulse Chain, is that you just cannot fight the market. We've got everything. We've got everything. We've got the community. We've got the projects. We've got the experience. We have everything to succeed whenever we get a little bit of turnaround in this market. And I think I've said this for it feels like I've been saying this forever, but all we need is the first 2x before everything starts to look extremely different. We get back up to maybe and the price, maybe two doubles in the price from here, and it's absolutely game on for everyone again. That's when the market turns. So look, I'm still here, I'm still building, I'm still working. The weekly blaze will be back again on Tuesday night. My little son's out of hospital. He's he got out of hospital over a week ago. He's recovering really well. It's just even on these spaces, I can't even get away from family life to actually sit and talk on the spaces. It's just been that intense. But he's on the mend. Fingers crossed that he's over the worst of everything, and I can get kind of back to my normal service where I can, get stuck back in and get myself back out there drumming up some hype in the community. But that being said, it is so I thrive on hype. You give me one fucking green candle, one weekly green candle, and I'll be able to generate some hype and excitement again. That's what I thrive on. And it's difficult because it's just not there at the minute. Yes, I could be in with Dragon Fart Dust, yada, yada, yada. But, I'm here for the whole ecosystem as a whole. And once we get that little bit of turnaround, I have no doubt that we've got everything to succeed. And so just a note on base. My perspective is that we should all go to base first. We should really all focus on taking all the protocols that we've got, all the knowledge that we've built, and all the streamers and all that kind of stuff all over the base first. I've been playing around a little bit on Sonic, and it is a fucking epic chain. It is so fast. I've never seen. It's just, I've been playing on Pulse Chain, on Ethereum, on base, but Sonic is absolutely lightning fast. It is unbelievable. And yes, there is a market there, but I think in time, give it time. Base is the place that we're all going. We've seen a little bit of success there already. That's where we're going next. We'll be able to, do all these streams with all these base guys. So yes, I think everybody should be focusing on that first, as many already are. And I think it's only going to be a matter of time too before we see Jake come out. I'm sure he's not sitting on his fucking twiddling his thumbs in the background doing nothing. I'm sure he's working. He's done this before where he disappears, says nothing, lets the market do what it's going to do, because again, it's fucking soul destroying whenever you put all your effort into fucking trying to generate hype. You just cannot fight the market. So we'll see Jake back, we'll see Eric back, we'll see us back on the weekly blaze, and we'll get this whole fucking ecosystem cooking again. So yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is for the weekly blaze this Tuesday, but look, we will be back on. I'm streaming with Mo tomorrow night about some of my stuff on Pulse Chain, and then yeah, we'll get back in on the go on Tuesday for the weekly blaze, and hopefully we can get some of these, like Fleur is just waiting in the wings for something to launch, and the work we're doing for Inferno is absolutely sizzling fucking hot. So yeah, I want to get this stuff out. I just don't want to waste my time doing it. And shout out to Goo God and the verse in the chat there. I've still got my Alien X bags. That motherfucker's gonna rip. And when the time comes, we're here for the fucking glory. Woo! So look, that's my update for the meantime. And yeah, any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Great, thanks, Sally. First things first, really glad to hear that your son is on the mend. I believe I speak for the community when I say that. And I think on behalf, definitely, and on behalf of the community, we wish your son a full recovery and a full recovery soon. So keep on, doing a great work that you're doing. You know that. You know that your presence is definitely, or yes, of course, your presence is felt, and your absence. But
yeah, thanks for saying that about the little son. But yeah, no, yes. It's been tough. No doubt, it's been tough to generate. Just to get feeling hyped about it. I cannot believe the price is where it is, but it doesn't really matter. The fundamentals are all still there.
Agreed completely. Thanks again, Ali, and TitanX. You're next.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Ali, prayers to your son, definitely. And I kind of want to reiterate some of what Ali said in a sense. As a builder, we're still on track with Mizuchi and everything, and the audits have gone well. and it is a tough time. I mean, it is a really difficult time. Rudy and I have been talking, and we're still tweaking some of the artistic aspects. But again, it is a tough time. But Masucci she's ready to go in a sense. We're just we're making sure everything's right condition wise and so on and so forth. So don't give up hope on Masucci. She's a coming, and she's going to be nasty. She's going to be good. On another note, I kind of shared a while back, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I kind of started an adventure to try and come up with a method to try and create a rewards program. I kind of took it upon myself, and it is a community project. All right, this is not like a solo project. I actually kind of announced it to the community that it was my intention to try and come up with an idea that we could collaborate on. I would like to announce that as far as the design and function of the rewards app on a local test net is functioning 100%. I've incorporated an ETH faucet to it so I can test it locally. Everything's functioning very, very well. I'm very pleased with the function. So on that note, just a brief description as far as if the users and the community are concerned, it would be something that it's a application that you would log into with your X credentials. You are authenticated through X through their API functions, and it's very specific. So it's not like you can mix your upper and lowercase characters in your X account to try and fool or anything like that. So it's really looking at a lot of good things. So you are redirected offsite to log in and authorize access to the app through X. That functions very well. And then from that process, you can go through and you can connect your wallet. There's a variety of wallets that you can use to connect. That's functioning 100%. And then you register with the site. And upon registering, basically the API and X is going to kind of keep track of a few things. Your activity, your posts, it's going to rate those posts. And due to timing, if you were to post something, for example, it takes about 5 minutes for things to kind of catch up to where then when you go to check your status of your posts and whatnot, there is a delay there, and I can't avoid that. That's just a function of the way it's currently operating. But I guess to my point is that this is just another avenue I wanted to explore for the community to kind of create a little bit of a billboard. And in a sense, to like what P was saying earlier, he had a great point. We're looking at memes and stuff like that. Well, I see those memes as billboards as well. So it is all kind of coming together. I do think we're putting our heads together as a community to look at our outreach, and this is just another tool that would be there. That could be that outreach tool, similar to what Dragon Fart Dust is doing, similar to what Uranus is doing, these are getting attention. Now, this is strictly based on ETH, all right? But it doesn't necessarily rule out that potentially this could have some ties to base, but that's just a thought at this point. On that note, I did reach out to some community members. Utah Crypto, you're a stud. Thank you for some of the examples that you've provided. Those were taken into deep consideration. I like your approach. And then I sent some messages, I DM'd some key members of the community, just seeking their input and their thoughts. And with a lot of activity going on in the community, their projects, understandably so, and their protocols take precedence. But they did say that they would follow up. And so we're kind of at a point now to where I believe I could go ahead and start getting these groups together and start opening up some more discussions about how we can really make this something that could come to life and function, and at the same time reward users for their efforts. So that process is yet to be unfolded. But as far as the app itself, it's running, and I couldn't be more excited. So it's ready for the next step for the bigger minds to start hopefully providing some input. But that's the update I have at this point. If anybody has any questions, please feel free.
Thanks, TitanX. It's a comprehensive, comprehensive update, and we definitely look forward to, further updates on what you're building. I think yes, getting the word out is important. Getting the word out on TitanX and of course, the entire ecosystem is really we definitely need to find something that works, and I think the only way is actually trying out ideas and see really what works, and that's the correct way to do it. There are no shortcuts here. I think so. Thanks, TEDx. Morpheus.
Yeah, to piggyback on that, we usually are always looking at what works, what can create the attention. But at the end of the day, it's us going behind it that creates the attention. So throughout the past months, every time when we had excitement, it was us that created that excitement because we are all rallying behind something. So the bottom line is rally about it, rally behind it. It doesn't matter what it is. But for some reason, people need to be having constant excitement to have the urge to start pushing forward. So why only can we do it when there's something to be excited about? Why not create the excitement? Yeah, it can take a couple of days or maybe even a week, and it may look like you're doing it for nothing, but that's not the case. Every small step counts.
That's true, and I think again we can chew gum and walk at the same time. So really, in parallel, we definitely need to get behind our projects and get behind what we're doing and what we're doing well. And I think the more bespoke approach that TEDx is proposing can of course be applied as well. So that's great. Great ideas, and let's keep it. Yes.
Yeah, that's really the approach. Plan A is like, if there's people in this space now that say, hey, you know what? Okay, I can kind of see where he's going, and they want to provide some input or just thoughts. I mean, realistically, this isn't expected to make money. I'm not getting a penny of any of this. I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart and my passion for the environment. I mean, the community and TitanX, that's the whole reason I'm doing it. I'm benefiting zero with this, zero, and it'll all come out in the end. The code won't lie, and people will be able to see it. So this is purely for the community, by the community.
Thanks, TEDx.
Love it.
Thank you. Yes, very well said. It's great. I would like to call on Rainman again, and to please come up and give us your updates, if of course you do have any. The floor is yours, and I see the verse. I know the verse will be going on the stream, but the Mo, I believe. But if you wanted to give us any update, we are definitely all ears. And if not, I will sort of propose that we start wrapping up. Not going to drag this one out. I think we've got about kind of approaching the hour and a half mark, and I think we've covered a lot, which is great. Okay, the verse. The verse, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Great. Yes. The floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Well, hey guys, good to see y'all. Sorry I wasn't in here earlier. I was surfing this morning, froze my ass off. It is what it is. But Just want to say, a little bit of a downturn in the market. We're getting close to the blood moon, and I did tweet about this a couple times in the past month. And in my opinion, I think we'll probably see a bottom out right around March 13th, maybe a week after. And then towards the end of this year, we're going to start to see altcoins drip. So the big thing I just want to get across, everyone in this space right now, you're paying attention to the market, you have the opportunity. There's a lot of these TitanX altcoin projects. You can easily get a 1% bag with just $500 to $800. And the reason why I'm raising the alarm right now for this is because you have the opportunity to make this play before the crowd comes back. On top of that, everybody's continuing marketing, everyone's continuing doing live streams, doing their part, and just keep up the good work and don't worry about this current sentiment. It's good to see everybody in here. Shout out to my man Rayman, Z-Bar, Ali, TEDx, Utah, my homie Erwin, Shiz, good to see you. P, good to see you. Shout out to Guga, man. They say Guga ain't a DJ no more, and that's right when the market drops. So when it becomes a DJ, the market's probably going to explode. All jokes aside. But like I said, guys, keep up the good work. And as for AlienX, we built out Liquidity Web on Ethereum. We also built out Liquidity Web on Pulse Chain. We're just waiting to see, whatever happens to the ecosystem when the buy and burn starts being started up for our dragging exercise to make the move. So like I said, guys, keep your head up, keep pushing, and don't worry about the short-term plays right now because, it's probably going to look bearish, but I guarantee you at the end of this year, you're going to see a lot of green candles, and the moves you make right now will change your future 10 years ahead of time. So good stuff, guys, and thank you for having me up, Plan A. And also, guys, do me a favor. Follow Plan A and follow my homie Mike Dean, even though he skips leg day.
Thanks, Diverse. Thanks for the kind words. And yes, Raymond, of course, over to you.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me all right?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, cool. Yeah, man, just good to hear that you guys are still cracking along. I know it's been a while since I've been in here. I like what I'm hearing about kind of the interim, this meme thing that's going on, to support kind of the drought of the major, I guess you could say, Ethereum and some of the blue chips just kind of lagging right now because of all the regulations and tariffs or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's great that I think this is a good move to take this stuff over to base. And I also agree that, I heard Ali talking about what they have coming and stuff like that, like major protocols. Just, I don't think that's a perfect time right now for some of those. But it's going to turn around. I think it's just a slower season, just from what I've been seeing. But yeah, things like these memes, like this Spark Dust thing, it's pretty cool. I was looking into it. I know you guys have been at this for a while, and I haven't been here. But yes, I just wanted to say what's up. And Eden, which is Lotus, that's mining is over. The payouts are finished. So that's going to be something that I'll have a use case utility protocol for Eden that'll come out down the road sometime. That way people can migrate over from Lotus. But it did do a ton of rewards. I think it paid out over the last month, like maybe close to 300K or a little over that. So that's pretty good for people that were staking in those protocols, what they were, So, but anyways, yeah, you guys have a good week, and I'll just keep an eye on stuff, and I'll drop in and say some updates when it gets closer to the time. So cheers.
Thanks, Raymond, and I'm definitely going to hold you to it. To really come up and give us sort of your updates. You've built several projects jointly with teams, and of course on your own. You have launched projects on TitanX that really form an integral part of the ecosystem, and so you should know that you're part and parcel of the community from day one, literally from day one, and so definitely we'll look forward to hearing from you, more from you on this. I think
sure.
Yes. Well,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, for the
Uh,
invitation. So I
uh,
appreciate that.
absolutely. Definitely. Okay. So if anybody else has anything to add before we start wrapping up, this is a good time to do that. Otherwise, we will start. We'll start wrapping up. Okay. Good.
Check it.
So,
Can I just quickly throw something in there, Plan A?
of course.
Yeah, just an update. Blaze, we're talking about. First of all, I suppose shout out everybody. Never forget some of the awesome stuff that we've actually built. Some of the participation doesn't really equal the awesomeness of what has been built. But look, Blaze is, one of the first protocols launched on TitanX. Still trundling along the workhorse that it is. It's approaching day 288. So if you haven't been paying attention over there, or you are in Blaze, or you have been staking, day 288 is fast approaching, and there's a lot of ETH in there up for grabs on the day 288 payout. Not only that, there is another Blaze bonfire which is quickly approaching, which can lead to some explosive price action or opportunities to acquire Blaze, depending on what happens at that time. The other thing as well is the Diamond Hand Club. Day 365 is the cutoff for the Diamond Hand Club. There's a lot of ETH building up in that 888-day pool. And it's a it's only about $1,000 for a Blaze Diamond Hand ticket at the minute, which is absolutely insane to think people were paying, the guts of 8 to 12 grand for one of these when the protocol first launched. So, just there's opportunities there to increase your Blaze bag or secure one of those Diamond Hand tickets. But go and have a look over. I think that is one of the things Bad Sports wanted to make sure we cover on the weekly Blaze on Tuesday night. So there's a lot of things approaching within that little protocol at the minute. Just wanted to let the community know, because maybe some people aren't paying attention, as it's been a little bit quieter over there. But definitely worth having a look at what's happening in the Blaze protocol at this minute in time.
Great. Thanks, Ali. P, over to you. P, can you hear me? P, I've acknowledged you. You've got your hand up. Okay. Seems P is exiting. Maybe some technical problems. Okay.
Hey guys,
Good.
can you hear me?
You're back. Yes. Can hear you now.
Awesome. I have a question for Mike Dean. As you know, the hyper payout is coming in day 369. The current market cap of Matrix, at least what I see in Dick screen, is around 280K. Like, how much in dollar value are you guys getting in hyper payout, and how do you plan to utilize that for the buy and burn? Would it be effective as soon as you get it, or are you like holding to it until market condition gets better?
So the payout right now of Hyper, let me just pull it up. Just 1 second. Yeah, I mean the payout, I think right now it's around 180K, which is the total 369 payout. And Matrix Pool has currently around 36%, around 36%. So we're gonna get whatever, like 36% out of the 180 days. 50% of that is gonna go to the buy and burn, and the other 50, around 50, is going to just be restaked again, essentially. So yeah, I mean, pretty much that's also just in the white paper, which I just told you right now. And regarding the buy and burn, we shall see. I think you're probably just going to observe in the buy and burn, and then see how things turn out.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. I think Matrix doesn't get talked about enough. I'm not sure why specifically. I think you had compared to Dragon X, but I think it's better than Dragon X due to the fact that it is more deflationary, but also mining when it gets kickstarted. I think Hyper will get kickstarted before TitanX, because Hyper was always supposed to be the miner that takes away inflation from TitanX. So once mining gets started, right now Matrix market cap at 280K. I mean, obviously not financing advice, but I think this is one of the best play in the market right now. So I appreciate you for creating this project, Mike. And I'm looking to see if there's anything else you will build on top of Matrix or any other, basically founder. I think will be a game changer. And I cannot wait for kind of hyper to kind of kick things start up. That will be very exciting to see mining come back again. So I appreciate it.
Hey, real quick, one other thing I just want to add to that. So Matrix is actually going to play a significant role in curbing some of that hyperinflation from staking payouts. So all the points that P made was awesome, and I just also want to let you guys know that it's going to be a pivotal component of the TitanX ecosystem. So I do agree with them, guys. Please check it out and keep your eye on Matrix, not financial advice.
It's great. And just to add to what the verse said, nothing that has transpired here today should be treated as financial advice. This is again, yes, information sharing, but just for educational purposes. I don't think it can be overemphasized, but just in case, yes, it's worth repeating that. Perhaps every space that we have should definitely have that disclaimer. Morpheus, yes, over to you.
Yeah, just a quick thing. We've seen a lot of outflows in the TitanX ecosystem to chase the Dragon Far Dust, rightfully so. Keep on doing it, but do not forget to get your initial back out and put it into the coin that you got out of. We've seen it so many times over crypto, and it's always the same pattern. People follow the green candles, you get a correction, and the thing that you got out of starts mooning. So don't make the mistake over and over again.
That's great. Okay, folks, I think we're going to start wrapping up now. And let's start with Chiz. I would suggest if we can, keep it to say 30 seconds max. Okay. Thank you.
Very
Chiz,
briefly,
over to you.
Rain Man, good to see you here, man. This is it's a network of high integrity builders, right? And yeah, so it's good to see you here, and have a great week all. Peace out.
Thank you. Cheers, man. I appreciate that. It's good to be back. Like I left my house for a little while, and it's good to see a lot of familiar faces in here. I know there's been some controversy around stuff, but not everybody always agrees on stuff. But it is a good community, great people in it. And I'll just throw one last thing out there. One thing I've been working on is this tax token. It's called a GPSF token. That's this food token. It'd be a tax write-off for people, and that's one thing I'm talking to some folks about developing. And this global positioning satellite food token that could be like a food coupon, and we could potentially maybe get some write-offs from those that are taking profits or do what they do. So that'll be down the road, and so it could help people, keep some of their money. We could help other people, and with a nonprofit, and somehow bring some other eyes in. They don't have green circles like people are talking about. So cool.
Thanks, Raymond. Utah. Thank you.
Nope, I have nothing to add. I think I've said enough. Thanks for hosting the spaces, and everybody have a good week.
Thanks, Utah. Raymond, do you have anything else to add, or?
No,
man, that was a response to Chiz.
That's all. Just thinking about some stuff for Eden Utility for a protocol, but right now I just think it's a little bit of meme season until we get out of the some of this slow market that's moving. So yeah, I'm good, man. You guys have a great week.
Thank you, sir. Ali.
I just like to say I know I've been a little bit more absent lately due to reasons known now. But it's been great listening to everybody else within the community, watching everybody step up, do their thing, putting their perspectives out. I'm here digging away like everybody else. So yeah, everybody just keep on doing what we're doing. We are going to make it. Thank you very much, and have a great week.
Thanks, Ali. At the verse.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Please do me a favor, follow all the speakers up here. Anytime you see a TitanX post, consider liking it, retweeting it, show your support, and keep up the good work. And excited to see what happens in the next couple of months, and excited to see all you guys win.
Thanks, the verse. Pete, given you're up here, we normally kind of have our builders, wrap up, but you're here, and yes. Any final remarks from you or closing remarks? If not, it's okay. I'll move on to Morpheus. Morpheus, over to you.
Thank you for hosting the space, like always. Keep on crushing. And at the end of the day, it's all up to you. Nobody else is going to do it for you. So get out there and just do it.
Great, thank you. TitanX?
Shout out to everybody in the community. Thank you so much. Looking forward to Mizushi launch when it happens. Hopefully we get some good feedback on the TitanX reward app from some of the outstanding, amazing, incredibly talented builders and founders in the community. Other than that, everybody have a great week. It's been a pleasure. Plan A, Mike, everybody. Thank you so much for putting this together. And it wouldn't be right, but I would just love to hear Goo God give a shout out real quick and give us something pumped up to be happy about as we move on. Come on, Goo God.
Goo God.
Do it, do it, do it.
Goo God, you've got the sent you an invite. In the meantime, we'll move on to James. We'll wait for you to join, but yeah. James.
Fantastic, as Mike Dean would always say, fantastic. You know what I do while I'm listening to the community speak and while I'm listening to the founders speak? I hover over every single person in the space. And just now, I followed 15 people who were already following me. I had no idea, and I just did a follow back. And then there were about 5 or 6 who were not following me, but you know what? That doesn't matter. I followed every single person on this space, whether you follow me back, or whether you were originally following me and I missed you, or whether you're not following me. Because this community is built by us, for us, and that's the way we're going to help each other succeed. There's the African proverb, right? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Everyone have an incredible week ahead.
Thanks, James. So well said. And we have come a long way as a community, and there's still much further to go. And we are, I think we are ready. And these spaces really do energize me, and I believe, of course, the community as well, definitely. And so, yes, that's good. Let's keep it going. Mike?
So,
over to you.
yeah, green candles, red candles. We were here once again this Sunday. So hope all is well. And yeah, wishing you a great week. And for the people on YouTube as well, have a good one. Talk to you soon.
Great. Well, thanks everyone again for making the time to attend these spaces and making it what it has become. I think everything that needs to be said has really been said. So I will say have a great week. Have a great week ahead, and looking forward to your attendance same time next Sunday. Thank you. God bless. Bye for now.